Do you ever feel like really alone and you just want somebody to talk to? Anybody? Welcome to Nessa Make Stuff. Welcome to Nessa Make Stuff. Welcome to Nessa Make Stuff, where you can make stuff too. This is Nessa Make Stuff coming at ya. I'm Nessa and I make stuff. On this channel, you can learn to make stuff too. And today, we're making a Ouija board. Ouija board. Ouija board? Ouija board. You know, during these pandemic times that we're living in, it's really difficult. I'm used to going to bumping parties every weekend and being the life of the party, dancing it up with all the hot guys and the hot girls too. But COVID put a stop to all of that, and now on Friday nights I'm sitting at home alone, and sometimes I just wish I had somebody to talk to. So today I'm gonna make the most bestest all time communication device, and that's a Ouija board. A Ouija board. And that way, any Friday night, whether it's pandemic or not, there's somebody to keep me company. And bonus, you can't catch COVID from a ghost. I don't think. No, you can't catch COVID from a ghost. And with your Ouija board, you will have endless spirits to talk to whenever you want. You'll never feel lonely again. And I like that. So let's get cracking. The supplies I'm going to use for this project are a wooden board. This wooden board. I just got this board from dollar store because I like to make things as affordable as possible. You can use any wooden board, but I liked this one because it also had a bit of a frame and it's a good size already, so I didn't have to cut it or anything like that. The next item that I'm going to be using on this project is a wood burning tool. Please don't use this if you're a child without adult supervision. It does get really hot. Not as hot as me, but. And then optionally, you can also purchase some wood stain so that you can also stain your Ouija board. Ouija board. And I got this nice dark one here. I think it's gonna look stunning. On the internet, you can find all sorts of things. And you can also find templates for Ouija boards. I did not find one that I wanted to use myself, so I made my own. Here it is. I drew out my template on a smaller piece of paper, and then I scanned it into the computer and resized it so that it perfectly fits my board. Since I don't have a printer that prints sheets this large, I had to use multiple papers and tape it together to get the full template for my Ouija board. To transfer the design to my wood, I'm going to be using carbon paper. But if you don't have carbon paper, you can just take a soft pencil, scribble all over the back of your paper, and then flip it over and then trace your design. It usually works pretty good as long as you cover the whole back of the paper with pencil. To transfer the design to your wood, all you have to do is place the carbon paper on your board and then your template on top. Let's go. Now all I'm using is a pen to trace my design and it will get transferred onto the board. Let's go. Pro tip, use a different colored pen than the template so that you can see where you've already drawn. Okay, let's take this off and see how it turned out. There we go. I'm pretty happy with this. There are, however, a couple spots that the carbon paper was not covering, and I'll have to fill those in with pencil. But other than that, I'm ready to start wood burning. My wood burning kit originally had a little stand to place my wood burning tool on. However, I seem to have misplaced it. So I have decided to use this small cast iron pan to place my wood burning tool on so that I do not damage my desk. Make sure that you clear away all of your paper and anything flammable because you don't want to have any accidents. Because my wood burner has exchangeable tips, I did find that sometimes the tip would get wobbly and wiggly and was beginning to get loose. Now you could use maybe pliers or something like that to tighten the tip back onto the wood burner, but I was too lazy to go find my pliers and I had a fork nearby, so I just used a fork. I'm finally done all of the wood burning on my Ouija board, and I'm ready to start staining my board. I did test my stain on another piece of wood because I know that I got a very dark stain and I wanted to see what it looked like with the wood burning before I just put it straight on my board. I'm actually okay with it being very dark. I know that some people might feel like it's too dark and it's hard to see the letters and stuff. So make sure to test your stain and what it looks like with the wood burning on something else, or maybe perhaps the back of your board before you make the final decision. Of course, with a project like this, it's always important to follow rule number 1, and that's safety first, of course. Wood stain is flammable, so make sure that you are not having your staining and your wood burning on at the same time in the same place. Finish your wood burning and then completely clean that up and get out of there because you don't want to have an accident. Also, the fumes are not the greatest, so make sure you're in a well ventilated area. I should be doing this outside, but it's cold out there. I am, however, going to do this instead. It's got a nice spot for my ponytail here. Let's go! When it came to doing the stain, I just followed the directions on the can, and that was to use a clean brush or a lint-free cloth to add the stain in the same direction as the grain, and then wipe off excess with another clean lint-free cloth. Once it is all done, I have decided that I do want to sand it a little bit and give it more of a worn look, so it looks a bit antique and maybe like it's been used a lot, but it is just brand new and not vintage. Worn look. Worn like your granny's favorite pair of panties, the big ones, you know, that come up to the boobs. I like that kind. It's comfy. Now while we wait for that to dry, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. We're gonna make the planchette. Here's the design that I have, and I'm just going to use the carbon paper to put it onto the scrap wood that I tested, except over here. Now, of course, it might make more sense for you to do all of the steps for the board and the pointer at the same time. However, I wasn't sure that I wanted to do both of the items in the same video, and that's why I have them separated. This has been really, really burned, so now I'm gonna see if maybe I could just pop it out. Apparently not. It took a long time, so let's do this instead. I have to say that something a little bit more delicate of a touch, like maybe a scroll saw, would have definitely gave us a cleaner cut, but it's nothing that a little sanding and then some more wood burning just to finish off the edges won't fix. what I'm doing now is completely optional, but I'm going to be adding these little wooden circles to the bottom of the planchette to raise it up just a little bit. I'm doing this before staining the planchette, and then I will stain it, and once that dries, I will also be adding little pieces of white felt to the circles so that it glides smoothly over the Ouija board. Damn, Ouija board. I'm just using white school glue. It will work perfectly with the wood. The tip's clogged, so I'm just dabbing it like this. I'm going to keep one of these circles out to trace on the fabric so that it will be the perfect size. But the rest of the circles I can save for another project. If you have any ideas of what I could make with these little circles, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll make a whole video just for you. While the glue on the bottom pieces dries, we're going to start sanding the Ouija board. Ouija board! Let's go. Now, the only thing left to do is try it out. Let's go. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask the Ouija board, just leave them in the comments below and I will consult my Ouija board. Yes. Spirits of the Ouija board. Ouija board. Did I do a good job on this board? It's working. It's moving. Spirits of the Ouija board, thank you for your honesty. It's time to say goodbye. And that's it. That's how you make your very own Ouija board. If you want to see me make another Ouija board, this time instead of wood burning, I'll be painting the Ouija board, give this video a like. In the meantime, subscribe and watch all my videos so that you can become a master maker like me. Thanks for watching.
This has been Nessa Make Stuff. This has been Nessa Make Stuff. This has been Nessa Make Stuff. Now you go make stuff too.